And Faye, that meeting with the police chief was scheduled before last night's protest. The AACCC is heavily involved with the community in racial justice and activism. And, it was about an hour and a half ago inside the church. It was passionate, it was emotional. And I'd say the takeaway message is that they say everyone plays a role, and something like this simply cannot happen again.
As long as the majority of America sees what happened to Mr. George Floyd as a black issue and as a black criminal issue, we will never have justice in this land called the United States of America. Systemic racism has been the cancer of this nation for 400 years, even before it became a nation. And until people in power, governmental leaders, and those with the powers that be recognize it and confess the sin, and then repent, turn from the sin, then this will happen again.
Dr. Warren Stewart Sr. led today's event, saying the African American Christian Clergy Coalition wants to empower people to be peaceful and push for justice.
My white sisters and brothers, we have work to do. And Jesus calls us to that work, because Jesus does not stand by and watch the suffering of others without speaking up, without intervening, without saying stop, and without crying out for justice.
The coalition has been working with city leaders, the police department, and community members. Pastors and clergy members from several churches were present, explaining that while they don't condone violence, they understand the anger and frustration behind the protests.
It doesn't matter who you are. If you're black in America, this is your experience. And black America says we can't breathe, and white America says we can't see. And so all we're trying to say is, oh, you can't see? All right, we'll light the city on fire. Now do you see? Do you see how unjust this is?
And members of the coalition say they're going to continue to work with city leaders, with the mayor, with the chief, to make sure they can really work on those relationships between the police department and community members. But they say that the response we've been seeing across the country, including last night here in Phoenix, is not just a one thing. It's not just because George Floyd's death. It's something that's been bubbling over, fear and anger that simply will not stop again until something drastically changes. Reporting live in Phoenix, I'm Claudia Rupsich, ABC 15 Arizona.